Okay, with your rabbit, they enjoy a lot of greens. Right here is curly parsley. That's one of their favorite things. You should always wash it, make sure it's clean. They only give them a little bit of it at a time. At first, make sure they're going to digest it and they're going to tolerate it. They love it. Another green they really enjoy is broccoli faucets. You clean them all up, cut them to size, make sure they're washed, and you can give them a couple pieces until they get used to it. They can eat up to 2 cups of vegetables all day long. You can space it out, some in the morning, some in the night. They're very important. Spinach is good for rabbits. They need spinach. It gives them a lot of vitamins, helps their teeth. And hay, very important to have hay. This is Timothy hay. This is good for eating. But when you get the hay like in the cages and for bedding, you want to just buy it by the bale. You can get it at any Blue Seal Feeds or any grain store. Bale will cost you $5 to $8 and it'll last you a long time. Take it, put it in a large Tupperware, cap it off tight so it's nice and fresh. Bunny pellets. What I prefer to feed my rabbit is bunny pellets number 16. I get it at Blue Seal Feeds. It's about $6 a bag. It's a 25-pound bag. It's very good. Now the only thing with this is if you change feed, you're going to have to mix it slowly, wean them off it. If you go from one feed to another, you got to mix it, slowly wean them off it because it will affect them and it could cause them to have diarrhea. So that's something you want to keep in mind also. Apples and bananas. When cutting an apple, these have been washed. Cut them into little wedges. Just give them a wedge. And when you give them a wedge, they like it. They'll rip it right out of your hands usually. It's a good girl, Bubba. And what I do is I give them each a little piece. Here you go, Bam Bam. And it's a good little treat for them. They enjoy it. After they eat the apple, they'll do a lot of things. If they're out of the cage, they'll run around, they'll do hops because it really makes them happy. They're happy they got their treat. Another thing with the food is if you got food, you want to get some Ziploc baggies because the stuff that comes in the store doesn't keep it fresh. You want to wash it, clean it, try to dry it as much as possible, put it in Ziploc baggies, and that way there it will stay fresh longer. It's very important to give the rabbits fresh vegetables. If it starts to turn or gets brown or looks old or in any way has a funny smell or is expired, do not feed it to them. That would cause them diarrhea too. Too much greens or bad greens can cause diarrhea for your rabbit. A bag of bunny pellets number 16 for a 4 to 5 pound rabbit would last pretty close to a year, and that's a $6 bag. So it's really cheap to feed the rabbit. A bale of hay would last you almost a year, and that's about $10 tops. With the, you get the plastic container, the hay. A Ziploc bag for one rabbit of this would last you probably a little over a week. This is one head. I got this at Shaw's. This size, it's about 99 cents. It's a good buy. They love it. You can give them broccoli. You can give them carrot tops, romaine lettuce. One lettuce you do not want to feed your rabbit is iceberg lettuce. You stay away from iceberg lettuce in the winter. In the middle of summer when it's really, really hot, you can give them iceberg lettuce in limited quantities because it's all water, because it'll pass right through them. But in the winter, you stay away from it. It'll cause diarrhea. There's a lot of different fruits you can give them. You can give them strawberries, blueberries, apples, peaches, pears, pineapples. Pineapples are really good for them because it has an enzyme. It helps break up the hairballs. If they've been eating and licking themselves, they might have hair, and it's a good thing to help break it up. If you have to give them pineapple juice for any particular reason, say you think they have a hairball, there's a couple of things you can do. You can put it right into their water bottle. If your rabbit won't drink from a water bottle, some rabbits won't, so you'd have to use a ceramic dish, fill it with water. My first rabbit wouldn't drink from a bottle. You had to use a ceramic dish, it would drink from the water. So you could take and put the pineapple juice right in the water, mix it up, and they drink it. Now if they're real stubborn and they won't touch it, you can use a medicine dropper, baby medicine dropper. Fill it with pineapple juice, pick them up very gently, hold them, have your wife, your girlfriend, or another person slowly inject or drop the water into their mouth so that they can drink it slowly. Don't squirt it in too much because you don't want to scare them or have it go down the wrong way. Very important with that. Now, with papayas, if you're giving them fresh papayas, you want to take the seeds out, Same as the apples. You just cut it into little pieces, give them a 1 ounce piece, 2 ounce piece. You never want to overfeed them with the fruits because it's sweet. You try to keep them on their pellets and in the hay. Mostly as much hay as they can eat is good for them. This is very important. Quaker oats, 100% oatmeal. This is for when your rabbit has diarrhea. If your rabbit has loose stools, you should mix this 50-50 with its pellets. Keep an eye on him. If the stools hasn't changed and he has diarrhea for more than 24 hours, you should actually take him to the vet because a rabbit will die of diarrhea, dehydration. So this is very important to keep in the house. You may not have to use it at all, but if you do, make sure you mix it in.